Hello and welcome to Riverside Tech. Today we have a review of the Apple Watch. Now this is Apple's first real wearable, so let's look at it in detail. Let's look at the design of the Apple Watch. Here we can see it has a square display, which can come in either 38mm and 42mm sizes. I like this, mainly because most Android Wear smartwatches tend to be quite large, and if you've got small wrists, they don't really fit very well. The multiple sizes mean the Apple Watch is likely to fit most people's wrists without being too large, and that's quite good. Along to the rest of the design, we can see that the screen curves at the edges and almost seamlessly meshes with the aluminium, steel, or even gold or ceramic bodywork of the device, which basically depends on how much you're willing to pay for the Apple Watch. Underneath, we can see that there's a convex piece of, I guess, glass or ceramic, which houses the heart rate sensor. The watch also comes with two straps in the box, and you can buy many other ones from Apple or even online. The Apple ones tend to be quite expensive, but they're also well built. They can be swapped using a simple system where you just push in a button and pull, and they just slide out. Now onto the sides of the device, we can see that on the right hand side of the watch, there are two buttons. A button which you can just push in to navigate back or the multitasking menu, and there's also a wheel which Apple call the digital crown. This spins and also pushes in and can be used to navigate the operating system. Now, the idea of the digital crown is to be used so you don't block the UI with your fingers when you're trying to see it, and this works fairly well. Overall, the build quality of the Apple Watch is good, which then it should be for the price, and considering Apple normally have pretty good build quality. The software of the Apple Watch is a bit of a different story, however, and it has the problem of being a new operating system, which Apple is having to develop itself, and it's going to take quite a bit of time to really develop into a good operating system. Now, the recent release of watchOS 3 has helped improve the operating system, especially by improving the speed of how fast apps open, which has improved how much you can actually do with the watch in a short space of time. But the problem the operating system has is that at the moment it's trying to do too much in such a small and unpowerful device. Now this will improve over time, but if you buy the Apple Watch now, you have to be prepared to deal with the limitations that come with it. Let's talk about the software in general. As with most watch operating systems, it's got multiple watch faces which you can switch between. The watch faces, while nice, and there'll be one that will suit most people, they can't be bought in from a third party, so you're stuck with the Apple ones, so you better enjoy them. You can then access the different apps on the device by pressing the digital crown, and here you get a big list of different apps in little circles. And while this works to navigate the different apps easily, especially if you've got a large number of them, it can be difficult to switch between apps quickly, and that's why they added in the multitasking menu in the watchOS 3. But then the problem I did find with that is that the apps can occasionally close because the watch doesn't have very much RAM, and you'd end up having to go the long way and use the digital crown to open the apps anyway, which can be quite frustrating, especially seeing as this watch is meant to reduce the amount of time it takes to look at your various different information you want to look at, when instead I could have just pulled out my phone and done all this much faster, I tend to find. The main apps I do tend to use on the Apple Watch are the Messages app and the Mail app, which I just tend to use when I'm sitting around waiting for something, and while this is good to look at them, I still wouldn't send an email on the messaging app, and I just put on my phone because it'd be much quicker. But I did find that the Apple Watch is good at notifying you about incoming notifications, especially with its kind of taptic engine feedback thing. It's good at just tapping on the wrist instead of vibrating horrendously and notifying you when you've got an incoming message. However, the biggest problem I have with the Apple Watch is the battery life, and here the watch only lasts roughly a day, which is, while it's the standard for most smartwatches, it's not really long enough for a device you're meant to be able to have near you for extended periods of time. Now, when I say a day, the battery life only really lasts a day if you don't really use any apps and don't use the display very much. And what I mean, the problem I have with the display is it's not even always on, so Apple force it to be turned off great periods of time to save the battery so it manages to last a day. And this is disappointing. But this is what you get with first gen products, and the Apple Watch is a testing in the smart wearable water. But I'd say maybe wait a couple of generations to the Apple Watch 3 or the Apple Watch 4, then think about buying it then, especially because the Apple Watch and the smartwatch market in general would have greatly grown by then. And then you can have time to decide whether you want to watch or don't want to watch. But now, unless you really want one, or you can get one cheaper, or you want a smartwatch to use with your iPhone, because the Apple Watch is the best watch to use with your iPhone. Don't really get the Apple Watch because it's too expensive for what you're getting at the moment. Maybe in a couple of years the price will be justifiable, but not right now. Thank you for watching this video. Please like and subscribe, and stay tuned for more videos from Riverside Tech. Thank you.